You're standing there, someone smiles, and the conversation starts the way it always starts. So, how have you been? What do you do? Crazy weather, huh? And inside your body, something tightens. Jaw, chest, shoulders. Not because you're scared, because it feels wrong, like sandpaper on your nervous system. And you try to explain it, but people don't get it. They think you're being dramatic, or arrogant, or too serious. But you're not trying to be special. Your body is just refusing to perform a ritual it doesn't respect. Here's the truth. Small talk doesn't just bore you, it taxes you. And for certain minds, that tax feels physical. In a moment, you'll understand why it happens, why it hits reflective introverts even harder. And then you'll get a protocol you can use in real time, at work, on dates, at family events, without becoming fake, loud, or socially exhausted. Most people think introversion is a personality quirk, like a preference. But it's closer to an economy. Some nervous systems spend energy slowly in crowds. Others spend it fast. If you're in the second group, normal conversation isn't neutral. It's a constant demand. Track tone, track timing, track facial expressions. Say the acceptable thing. Avoid the weird thing. Avoid the vulnerable thing. And do it while pretending it's effortless. That's why small talk can feel physically painful to you, because it forces you into a mode your body experiences as work. Not heavy lifting, but repetitive lifting, the kind that quietly burns you out. Marcus Aurelius, Stoic emperor surrounded by noise, politics, demands, kept returning to one idea. You can't control the world's chaos, but you can control what you do inside it. Your judgment, your posture, your attention. And that's what this is really about. How to stop overpaying the tax. First, let's decode why it hurts. Small talk is fast, surface level, rapid topic changes, micro reactions every second. For some people, that's energizing. For you, it's a drain. Because your brain doesn't just hear words, it tracks patterns. It asks, what's the point? What's the signal? What's the intention? And when the signal is low, but the social performance is high, your nervous system feels friction. That's why you can talk for 2 hours about something real, a project, an idea, a plan, and feel alive. But 10 minutes of, so what do you do for fun, can make you want to disappear. Not because you hate people, because you hate wasting attention. And here's where most people misunderstand you. They think your discomfort is social anxiety. Sometimes it is, but often it's something else. It's the hidden workload. Small talk forces a mask. Not a dramatic mask, a micro mask. The one that says, I'm friendly, I'm safe, I'm normal, I'm not judging you. And the mask has a cost. You're not just speaking. You're managing your face, smoothing your tone, timing your laugh, keeping your eyes warm. You're constantly adjusting, like an audio engineer balancing levels in a noisy room. And if you're reflective, you notice every misstep. You feel the moment your smile was late. You feel the moment your response was too honest. You feel the moment your silence changed the temperature. That's not weakness, that's sensitivity. But sensitivity without skill becomes fatigue. Here's the brutal part. Small talk punishes truth, not because people are evil, but because shallow environments reward predictability. So you're forced into safe language, and safe language can feel like self-betrayal. That betrayal registers in the body, because the body knows when you're performing. This is why you can leave a casual social event and feel dirty, not morally, energetically, like you spent 2 hours being acceptable instead of being real. But there's a specific subtype of introvert who suffers the most here, and it's not the shy one, it's the one who sees too much. Let's be careful with the word smart. Not better, not superior, just deeper processing. You look for structure, you detect subtext, and that means you don't experience small talk as random, you experience it as data. You notice status cues, micro-competitions, people fishing for validation, people positioning themselves. So while they think they're just chatting, your mind is running background analysis. And analysis is expensive. It's like having a high-end computer that automatically opens 10 tabs the moment someone says, "So, what do you do?" 1 tab. Are they curious or measuring? Another. Friendly or extracting? Another. What answer is safest? Another. What answer sounds confident but not arrogant? That's not conversation. That's social calculus. And when you do calculus while pretending it's small talk, your body starts to protest. Tension, irritation, heat, restlessness. That get me out of here feeling. Here's the key. The pain comes from high monitoring with low meaning. High monitoring because you're sensitive. Low meaning because the content is empty. That combination is poison. Now, this next part matters because not all small talk is harmless. Sometimes it's not noise. Sometimes it's surveillance. Most small talk is just people trying to feel safe. They don't know what to say, so they reach for scripts. But some small talk is something else. A scan, a probe, a test. You'll recognize it by the feeling. The conversation isn't flowing, it's collecting. They ask a question, you answer. They don't build on it, they just move to the next question, like a clipboard. 3 common traps. First, the resume scan. So, what do you do? Not curiosity, ranking. They're trying to place you. Second, the availability check. What are you doing this weekend? Translation, how accessible are you? Do you have a life? Do you have options? Third, the weak spot hunt. They steer toward insecurity, money, dating, status, your past. Then they watch your reaction. And if you're the quiet type, people do this more, because silence makes them nervous, so they try to label you quickly. Cold, insecure, above it all. They want certainty, fast. Here's the danger. When you don't understand this, you start over-explaining. You start proving. You start performing harder. And that's how quiet people lose power. Not by being quiet, but by being pulled into someone else's frame. Marcus Aurelius would call this losing your inner position, the moment the room dictates your internal state. The solution isn't be rude, it's keep your center. Decide what you share, decide what you ignore. Now let's go one level darker, because some people use small talk like a tool, not to connect, to take. Again, no paranoia. Most people are just awkward, but some people have patterns. Here are 3 types to watch. First, the chipper interrogator. Warm tone, endless questions. They act friendly, but they're mapping you. They want information, so they can predict you. Second, the friendly competitor. They wrap comparisons in jokes. Oh wow, must be nice. They're checking if they can destabilize you with subtle disrespect. Third, the confessional vampire. They push for emotional intimacy too soon. They want you to reveal pain, insecurity, loneliness, because it gives them leverage. If you've ever left a casual conversation feeling slightly violated, this is why. Not because you're fragile, because you're perceptive. And perception without protocol becomes exhaustion. So what do? You can't avoid small talk forever. Workplaces have hallways. Families have dinners. Dating starts shallow. The goal is not to escape the world. The goal is to stop bleeding energy in it. So here's the protocol. Try to think your way out of nervous system overload. Regulate first. Here's a 3-minute reset you can do anywhere. Minute 1, drop the body. Unclench your jaw. Lower your shoulders by 1 inch. Exhale slower than you inhale. You're telling the body, this is not danger, this is noise. Minute 2, narrow your attention. Pick one anchor, your feet on the ground, your breath, the feeling of your hands. Small talk drains you because your attention spreads everywhere, so you pull it back. This is the Stoic inner citadel move. I choose where my mind lives. Minute 3, choose a role, not a fake persona, a role. Your role is calm observer with warm edges. You don't need to entertain. You don't need to impress. You just need to be stable. That stability is magnetic and it costs less energy. Now, here's the most powerful technique you can use in every small talks. Turn noise into signal, fast. Because the problem isn't speaking, it's staying shallow too long. So you pivot. Small talk becomes tolerable when it becomes about something real. Your job is to guide it there without being intense. Use one of these pivots. Pivot 1, the highlight question. What's been the highlight of your week? That upgrades the conversation. It moves from script to story. Pivot 2, the why ladder. If they say, I've been busy, you ask, busy with what? Then, what part of that do you actually enjoy? Now you're talking to the person, not the mask. Pivot 3, the opinion doorway. Keep it light but meaningful. What's something you changed your mind about recently? Or, what's a small thing you're improving right now? People reveal character through this, and you get signal fast. And if they refuse to go deeper, that's fine. You don't punish them, you simply exit cleanly. Good seeing you, I'm going to circulate. I'm going to grab a drink, but we'll catch up later. I've got to get back to something. Take care. No over-explaining. Here's what to remember. Small talk feels physically painful because it's high social cost with low meaning. It's masking, monitoring, managing, and your nervous system knows it. But this isn't a life sentence. When you regulate first, set 2-sentence boundaries, and pivot toward meaning, you stop bleeding energy. You stop feeling trapped, and you start using social space like a disciplined person uses time, selectively, intentionally. The world will always have noise. The Stoic doesn't beg the weather to change. He builds a roof inside himself. Your roof is your protocol, and once you have it, small talk doesn't disappear. It just stops owning you.